So Mayor, tell us about, how do you feel about going to this place that we're about to go to?
I've been here a bunch of times already. It's natural, I guess.
Yeah?
It's something which is, if you go to the Kotel, then you should go to Harabait. If you feel if you have any affinity for going to the Kotel, if you come to Israel anytime and you decide, hey, I want to go to the Kotel because it's the holy place, then the Kotel is just really, once you go up here, you go look at the Kotel, it's like a parking lot. It's like as if you're hanging out, outside the stadium, tailgating, instead of going to the stadium itself.
That's true. This is going to be our guide. So what do you say to people that, like, especially in America, Orthodox community, they say you can't go up there, halacha, this, that, there's issues?
There are obviously halacha issues. It's not as simple as putting it down.
Yeah.
It's not as simple as, our entire Harabait is tummy, whatever it is.
Impure, yeah.
You can't go when you're impure. There's different types. First of all, there's different, what's called machanot, like different camps. How do you say it?
Boundaries. Different areas.
Different areas, which there's the Machne Yisrael, Machne Shechina. This is the rule halacha are sourced from the halacha of Milchama.
The laws of war.
Exactly, the laws of war. Where certain people, if a certain someone is military, he's not entered one place. If he's telling maid, he's not entered. Well, obviously he's telling maid. And then
touch the dead person.
Exactly. And there's different types of tuma as well. So, for example,
impurity.
Different types of impurity. So, for example, a person can be tamei met, and he's and then we're actually able to go to mikvah and be okay with it, and not it's not curry, because people talk about Harabait, talk about curry. The place where there's curry is the Machne Shechina. And usually when I go up, to be honest, I don't know halacha like 100%. But when I go up, I always go up with people who are extremely knowledgeable. In general, there's a set Torah that people go. In fact, there's one place where there's an argument that there are people who vote every time, hey, should we go to this place or not? If everyone agrees, then if one person doesn't agree, then
By the way, just for the people watching, how do you know that we value this place? And we've been doing this for like thousands of years. We have our shoes off right now. When you go to a place like this, you have to take your shoes off. And there was a thing where, there's actually a story, Mordechai Kedar told the story of how the guy by the name of Kab, he was like Muhammad's basically Jew. He was a Jew before, he was a Yemenite Jew, and when after Muhammad died, Kab went with the Caliph to this place, to the Harabait, and Kab, as soon as he came, Kab took his shoes off. And the Caliph was like, what are you doing? He's like,
I heard this. It's a good story.
You gotta take your shoes off. So Kab was a Jew, but he converted to Islam, and it's a shame.
I heard a similar story. Probably different version. He was Jewish, and he told Muhammad or whatever. I don't know. I guess the guy that captured Jerusalem.
As Suleiman.
So his general is Jewish or something, and I guess you're asking how do we know this place is holy?
It's ours. It's ours. Yeah.
The question, if you believe that there's a Jewish God, if you believe that there's a God, I guess.
Then,
and I guess there's a Jewish God, then you can see traces. Like it's obvious that the time there was something here, something very special to the Jews. You can see, in a minute you'll see. Like just from sure immediately we'll see from Hortus' period, we'll see these massive, incredibly beautiful pillars. You can in a second you'll see them.
Which period is it?
Hortus Herod. Like
Herod, Hortus. Okay.
So this you'll see it immediately. And then you'll see more stuff as like there's like another place we'll point out. There's like these massive beams, this this thick, like 100 meters long. And they've done tests of it. And this is from like years ago. They've done tests, and it's from the first Mikdash. The pillars. And you'll see in a minute. But here you see there's the pillars from the Hortus.
Wow.
And Herod. You can see they're actually.
And these are 2,000-year-old stones. King Herod.
You can see you get a closer look. You get a closer look, and they're incredibly ornate. These things were covered with gold at one point.
Oh my God, it's freezing. Oh my God.
Because they washed it.
By the way, friends, they just washed every morning. They wash these stones everywhere in the old city, including here, which is the...
Wait, just get a closer look. This is incredible. Like, this is no one's taking a machine and doing this. We're doing this.
This is incredible. This is craftsmanship right here.
Yeah.
This is ancient craftsmanship you're not gonna get from any contractor.
Look back there. Like you don't like this stuff's just like lying around. There's so many artifacts up here and stuff. They just kind of leave them around. A lot of times the artists try to destroy them just to
By the way, my feet are numb. Oh my god. Yes.
We know that these trees were not planted by Jews. It's not because you're not allowed to have a tree on Harbite. Talks about it. Not even a tree next to the house.
Yeah.
They say he's also on Harbite, but that's what I heard. Most of the stuff I'm just saying, I've heard from people here.
Yeah.
This is really my own knowledge.
Dude, this is crazy. I can't focus on what you're saying.
We'll get into the sun.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is Mesir. We call it in Hebrew Mesirat Nefesh. You know, sacrifice of the soul, or sacrifice of the body.
On the left side, you can see
in this case.
This is the Rock, the second.
So we're not allowed to go to that area. That's where we're not allowed to go.
And then there's also different opinions of that. There's the Rambam.
Rambam said you couldn't go in anywhere, pretty much, or almost anywhere. Oh my God!
He says that there's no holiness in Harbite.
Really?
Meaning, because when Shalom Melech, when he consecrated, he made when he gave a speech. That basically made Harbite, holy. So according to the Ravad, it's forever.
This is impossible.
I'm sorry, it's not forever. Exactly, yeah. According to the Rambam, says forever. Yeah, and Ravad, he says it's only during that time, and then it kind of expired. I guess one of the big was destroyed.
Oh my goodness.
According to the opinion on that, during the second Beit Mikdash, is that considered? Okay, fine.
Yeah, so when we have the temple, it's the Shekhinah's there. When we don't, it's...
At this point, for all intents and purposes, we hold according to the Rambam.
By the way, for friends watching this, there's still a really special feeling here, despite the fact that we don't have a temple right now. We will soon, I hope, but there's still a really, powerful... Yeah.
Not just the temple, the building.
Yeah. It's not a mystery why the whole world wants this place. It's really not. It's not rocket science to figure out why, and why there's a battle over it, why there's arguments, why there's, people are killing over this, unfortunately. But it's not.
Just kind of just go back to the original question you asked. Why the Orthodox community? I think most of it, the vast majority, is really the willingness to engage in the issue in general.
Oh yeah, because it's the rabbis or whatever.
And people in general don't want to engage in controversy.
Yeah.
Especially things that are not relevant to them. To be honest, the first time I went, I didn't even know what this was. I was I knew some place, I didn't know what it was. Then someone brought me up, I'm like, wow, this place is incredible. And then again, as I said before, we start looking at the hotels and parking lot. You're like, why am I even going here?
Isn't one of the Feinstein, this older rabbi?
Moshe Feinstein?
Not Moshe. There's a Feinstein, one of their families. Not Moshe, the other one. Tendler, yeah, he goes up here.
That's his grandson, I think. Yeah, no, look, there are people, and the people who have studied it, they said it's a completely political issue, and if you just do
by the way,
research,
coincidic. Cats. Anyway.
If you do your research, then they know they're outside of the immediate boundaries to a degree, to a safe degree, and it's not easy to stray in by mistake. People think you just kind of whoops, came into nothing. It doesn't work like that. It's actually a small area. You have to actually almost try.
You have to I was gonna say you have to make a valiant attempt to get there. You got some olive trees over here. It's interesting.
So there are people that have studied it, and I guess the biggest question is really where is the Dome of the Rock, because from the Dome of the Rock you measure 500 Ammon in each direction. Because that's the size of the Harbite.
And Amma is what? It's like a meter.
2.5 feet, I believe.
2.5 feet. Not a meter. It's like half a meter maybe.
So,
oh man, more water.
yeah, so I think most of it's just the unwillingness to engage in the issue because it's not
Yeah.
relevant. Look, if you're not living in Israel, why does it matter?
Yeah,
What does
well,
Harbite
who
matter?
cares?
I mean, I shouldn't say that. But
No, meaning even if it matters, they're like, we don't have a temple, we don't have. To them, it's like
it's not as relevant. Yeah, it's something in the future, not
and also the state and whatever, and we gave it back. There's a whole like, there's a lot of bitterness. I feel like the Orthodox world has towards the people who founded the state.
A trickle down.
Yeah.
For sure.
Mm. But yeah, the story. You know the story of why Moshe Dayan gave the keys back. He was a thief. He was an archaeology thief, and he no. So Mordechai Kedar actually he said he supposedly made a deal with the Waqf that they were going to let him just loot everything, and they didn't. He gave them the keys, and they're like, okay, take a hike, buddy. And he goes, that's what you get for being a Gazlan, being a thief, you know. That's what Kedar said about Dayan. So whatever. I just think, whatever. These are all machinations. I think we just didn't merit it at the time. I think we did.
We're not going to merit it until we're merited.
Until we do.
Which means until we go, basically.
Yeah. Where does this lead to? We're walking over here.
We're just going around.
We're just doing.
So you can go through it.
So I was just telling Meir before I got here. I was just leaving him a little WhatsApp message that. So before you go to this place, you have to go to the mikveh, the ritual bath. So I was in the mikveh in one of the oldest neighborhoods in Jerusalem, probably one of the oldest neighborhoods in Israel, called Nachlaot. The mikveh is mainly patronized by like these old-timer Hasidic men from Nachlaot, these 70s and 80s men. And this one guy, like I asked him for a towel, he didn't have one, whatever. And then he's about to leave, he comes up to me. I didn't tell him anything. He just comes up to me, he's like, when you pray this morning, he's speaking to me Hebrew, so I catch a few words. Make sure that your heart and your mind are like one. And then he gave me a blessing, to have children, to get married, all that stuff. And I'm just like, oh my God, I'm going to the Harbais there. I didn't tell him I'm going to Harbais. He's just giving me this blessing in the mikvah, like pure place. And I'm just like, wow, this is like, one of the 5 million reasons why I love this country, because you just get these, yeah.
I want to just point out more. If you look around, like right now, obviously this is not bad at all.
Yeah.
In terms of like interaction between the Jews and the Jews and non-Jews. But like in general, when I went to this school 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, whatever, it was really.
By the way, this guy's from the Waqf. This guy.
Exactly, that's what I say.
He was
so, like it was like really bad. First of all, like all these women would scream at you like.
Yeah, Allahu Akbar, God
like really in your face. It's really bad. I personally thought it was awesome. Actually.
You know what I would do every time they do it? They'd be like, Allahu Akbar. I go, Ken. Allahu Akbar.
Yeah,
Ken.
Allahu Akbar. If they started, people they would join in.
yes.
This is actually a pretty significant place. Like some people believe you're allowed to go forward. This is an example of different shittot, different opinions.
So this is a gentleman from the Jordanian Waqf. I guess this is like the Jordanian.
But you're actually not allowed to
protectorate. People who protect this area, or they have the keys.
So if you see the police, even their police, they're from the state, and they're usually
So right now, our main challenge right now is just battling the freezing cold floor, because we have our shoes off, and every morning they wash these stones with like cold water. So we're just kind of.
So you can see also, it's like incredible. I believe this is the closest. This is one of the closest spots you're able to get to.
Oh yeah. Oh, we're not allowed to go further than that.
To be honest, there's another spot which is even closer. But
see, they're filming us, and we're filming them. It's like the Matrix. This is like the Middle Eastern Matrix.
We're all inside. We're very close.
That's what I was asking. Yeah. So what's the? Why do we always stop here? What's the significance?
Because the entrance. The Mikdash, he went from the east. The entrance was from the east, which is from the Azrat Nashim was a little bit.
The women's courtyard.
Women's. I mean, that's the translation.
That's what it's translated. Yeah, the women's courtyard.
Muslims are actually like written, like they're like actually write it down on the building, so you see there's like extra writing and stuff.
So we're here. This is pretty much as close as we can get to where the Shina is, and the Arabs are like getting nervous over here. They're taping us, so we're getting into their little file, their little spreadsheet, wherever they do, database. So my friend over here said that they put us in the database of Gan Eden. So I'll take it.
Another important thing to think about, very close over here further, even with the Sanhedrin were. And why were the Sanhedrin so important? Because they were the leaders of the Jewish people, both nationally and law. They gave the law, and it's so important that you come out law for the Jewish people. Not just you come to the temple, you bring sacrifice to the temple, but the word of God comes out of the temple to the heart from the Sanhedrin. Therefore, the main center of Jewish leadership is
more decisive.
Can you see the silver dome, a small silver dome?
Yeah, it's
In
Alexa.
front of it, that area is where the altar stood. That's
Oh, wow.
where we made sacrifices. That's the only place in the world where we are allowed today to bring a sacrifice. That's really
You're actually allowed to
What?
You're actually allowed to bring.
So I have a question. What about Rav Kook? Rav Kook had a thing where he said that we're not going to actually do animal sacrifice. That's his whole Rambam. Or Rav Kook. I think so.
Takes what we say in the end of davening. He says, "V'arva al Adonai inchat Yehuda v'Yerushalayim k'me'olam v'chshanim kadmoniyot," and to be favored to God the offering of the Jewish people. And then he said, "The offering, not the sacrifice."
Yeah.
And the offering in mincha,
Ola, like elevation.
of mincha a vegetarian offering, not meat offering.
Yeah.
And then he thinks about how in the Yom HaMashiach, in the time of death, and then he'll be. I heard about the shir about it from Emma Cohen, who's very, very, very central scholar in Othniel. And he said that even when Rav Kook spoke about it, he spoke about different stages. When he spoke about the redemption in the end, then maybe he mentioned that you will have offering. But it doesn't mean that beforehand you won't have,
Korbanot.
even when you have the temple, real korbanot.
Animals,
So then, what Rav Kook was talking about, people don't understand it properly.
So we're doing what we can in English here.
Of the room rose to me that I sojourn with Meshathai, dwell beside the tents of Kedar. My soul has longed for her dwelling with him, that in that place I am all peace, but when I speak, they are for war. I'll read another one. This is like a famous one. This is 121.
See, this is what we're doing right now is kind of a crime, by the way.
It's not.
It's a half crime.
It's like Psalm says, "I'll lift my eyes unto the mountains, and where from whence shall my help come? My help comes from the Lord. Made heaven and earth will not suffer any foot to be moved. Will not keep. Do not slumber."
Do you know why this is very powerful for me right now? Because my grandparents in the Soviet Union, if they were to sit, now I know what they felt like when they were sitting in rooms reading Torah, learning Torah, and the KGB would knock on the door. These are real stories, and they would arrest people literally for learning Torah in their homes or learning Hebrew in their homes. They would raid their house. They would, you know.
So behold, that he that keeps Israel does not slumber nor sleep. The Lord is the keeper. The Lord is the shade upon my right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall keep all from evil, shall keep thy soul. The Lord shall guard me going out and me coming in from this time forth and forever. So that's a thing. I mean, you probably know in Hebrew better than you know in English even.
At the point where we pretty much can't feel the bottom of our feet. You know, this is
back up because you want to turn it back.
Similar to the sacrifice, I guess, or at least 1% of the sacrifice our ancestors made to come here or to live anywhere, pretty much, as Jews in the world. And yeah, now we're just kind of walking backwards for a while. And hopefully the next time I come here, there will be a temple built. God willing. And hopefully I'll be able to feel my feet very soon, because it is cold and wet. Usually, about up until maybe 6 months ago, probably until the summer, there were, if we came up here, and Jews that came up here, they would hear screaming, you know, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. and then there was actually an attack on a Druze police officer, and then we put up, the Israeli government put up, you know, the checkpoints or the security checkpoints for Arabs, and there was a big outcry, and they, you know, we took them down eventually, kind of capitulated to them. But I think we made a deal with them, basically. Listen, guys, like, let's stop it with the whole screaming at people and, you know, harassing people. We'll go up. We won't bother you. You won't bother us. You know? You want to take pictures of us? Take pictures.
The place. It's a bit deep in our hearts and our dreams, and we can't hear very soon.
So you guys got the Waqf guys over here, making sure we don't go where we're not supposed to go, at least according to them. This is the protectorate that when we took back this place in '67, that Moshe Dayan gave the key to these people for his own reasons, and yeah. We're singing a song, a very famous song. It says, "Rebuild the temple in Zion, Jerusalem." So we could sing a song again. Over there is a song. We sing a new song. First time I sang the song, I was on a trip to Israel with a group from Rage, from Brooklyn, with Russian Jews. And we sang this song on Shabbat. I didn't even know what the song was about. And now I was in the Temple Mount, and now we're singing this song, and it actually means something. This is a symbol. Very old shul, probably. So now we're in the Arab quarter of the old city. We're just going to come around. Very, very, very powerful moment. Very powerful. It's really something. I think every Jew should experience this. You know, all the halachas, all the laws aside, every Jew, all the politics, all the perception, misconception, preconceived notions, take them and put them all aside, and just open your mind, open your heart. Come here and just open your heart to Hashem, open your heart to God, and it's really something special. You don't, you know, like they said in the previous clips, you know, you can sit and learn about these things, and also you could actually come here and experience it for yourself.